Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learn EN. My name is Jane. Today, I want to tell you about my trip to an amusement park. It was one of the most fun days I have had in a long time. I went there with 3 of my friends last weekend, and honestly, I was excited from the moment I woke up. We planned the trip for almost 2 weeks. Everyone was busy with work and school, so it was hard to find the same free day. But finally, we picked Saturday. The night before the trip, I could not sleep very well because I kept thinking about the rides, the food, and all the fun things we were going to do. I woke up at around 6 in the morning. Normally, I hate waking up early, especially on weekends, but that day felt different. I quickly took a shower, got dressed, and packed a small bag. I brought my wallet, sunglasses, water bottle, phone charger, and a hat because the weather was very hot. At around 7 o'clock, my friends picked me up in their car. Everyone looked sleepy at first, but after a few minutes, the energy became really good. We started joking, playing music, and talking about which rides we wanted to try first. The drive to the amusement park took around 2 hours. During the drive, we stopped at a convenience store to buy snacks and coffee. One of my friends bought way too much food, and we laughed because it looked like he was preparing for a week-long trip instead of just one day. When we finally arrived at the amusement park, the first thing I noticed was how huge the place was. There were colorful signs everywhere, loud music, and so many people walking around. I could already hear people screaming from the roller coasters before we even entered the gate. After buying the tickets, we walked inside, and honestly, it felt like entering another world. Everything looked exciting. There were giant rides, cartoon characters walking around, game booths, restaurants, and bright decorations everywhere. The first ride we tried was the biggest roller coaster in the park. I was excited, but also a little nervous. When we sat down and the safety bars locked, I suddenly realized how high the ride really was. At first, the roller coaster slowly climbed up the track. During those few seconds, everything became quiet. I could hear the sound of the chains pulling the ride higher and higher. Then, when we reached the top, I looked down and immediately regretted my decision. A second later, the roller coaster dropped so fast that my stomach felt like it disappeared. Everyone was screaming, including me. The ride twisted, turned, and moved so quickly that I could barely open my eyes. But somehow, it was also incredibly fun. When the ride ended, my legs felt weak. My hair was a mess, and my voice sounded strange because I screamed so much. My friends were laughing at me because apparently my face looked terrified during the entire ride. After that, we decided to try something calmer. We went on a water ride where you sit in a small boat. At first, it looked relaxing, but near the end, there was a giant drop that splashed water everywhere. Of course, I was sitting in the front, so I got completely soaked. My shirt, pants, and shoes were all wet. Luckily, the weather was hot, so it actually felt refreshing. Around lunchtime, we stopped to eat. The amusement park had so many different foods. There were burgers, pizza, fried chicken, noodles, ice cream, and giant colorful drinks. I bought a huge burger with fries and a lemonade. Honestly, amusement park food is usually expensive, but somehow it always tastes better when you're tired and having fun. While we were eating, we watched people walking around the park. Some families were taking photos together. Some kids were carrying giant stuffed animals they won from games, and some people looked completely exhausted after riding roller coasters all day. After lunch, we decided to play some carnival games. I thought it would be easy, but I was completely wrong. One game was about throwing rings onto bottles. It looked simple, but I missed almost every throw. My friend somehow won a small stuffed bear on his second try, and he would not stop bragging about it for the rest of the day. Then we tried another game where you shoot water at a target to race against other players. Surprisingly, I actually won that one. The worker gave me a prize, which was a giant banana-shaped pillow. Carrying it around the park for the next few hours was honestly very annoying, but also pretty funny. Later in the afternoon, we visited the haunted house attraction. I usually enjoy scary movies, so I thought it would not be a big deal. But the moment we walked inside, everything became dark and quiet. Suddenly, actors dressed as ghosts and monsters started jumping out from hidden corners. One of my friends screamed louder than anyone else in the group. At one point, he got so scared that he accidentally grabbed my arm and almost pulled me to the floor. Even though it was terrifying, we laughed so much after leaving the haunted house. Honestly, those moments are sometimes more fun than the rides themselves. As the sun started to go down, the amusement park became even more beautiful. The lights turned on everywhere and the whole place looked magical. The roller coasters lit up with colorful neon lights and music played across the park. At night, we decided to ride the Ferris wheel. Compared to the fast roller coasters, it was peaceful and relaxing. When we reached the top, we could see the entire amusement park from above. The lights, the rides, and the crowds looked amazing from that height. For a few minutes, everything felt calm. We spent some time just talking and enjoying the view. Honestly, moments like that make me realize how important it is to take breaks from work and daily stress sometimes. Before leaving, we watched the final show of the night. There were fireworks, music, and bright lights everywhere. Everyone stopped walking and looked up at the sky. The fireworks were beautiful. Different colors exploded above the park while people cheered and took videos on their phones. It felt like the perfect ending to the day. After the show finished, we slowly walked back to the parking lot. At that point, everyone was exhausted. My feet hurt from walking all day, and I think we were all ready to go home. During the drive back, the car was much quieter than in the morning. Some of my friends were sleeping, while others were just looking out the window silently. I remember thinking about how nice the day was. Sometimes life becomes repetitive. You wake up, work, come home, sleep, and repeat the same routine again and again. But trips like this remind me that simple experiences with friends can create really happy memories. When I finally got home, I took a shower and immediately lay down on my bed. I was tired, sunburned, and still slightly dizzy from the rides, but I also felt very happy. Honestly, I think amusement parks are special because they allow people to forget their worries for a little while. For one day, you can just laugh, scream on rides, eat unhealthy food, and enjoy life. And even now, when I think back to that trip, I still smile. So yeah, that was my amusement park adventure. It was fun, chaotic, loud, exhausting, and absolutely worth it. I really hope I can go again sometime soon.